Good morning, everybody. So automatic speech recognition is a technology that enables a computer or a smartphone to recognize and process human speech into text. ASR is still imperfect, but improving rapidly in terms of its accuracy in recognizing spoken discourse and transcribing it into written text. ASR is based on big data search and language corpora and finding matching patterns in data in order to convert the audio into written text. However, it does not analyze the audio semantically. It merely transcribes speech and turns spoken language into written language using complex statistical and language analysis models. Before proceeding with describing possible ways of integrating ASR technology into ELT, it is worth mentioning that ASR has already become a part of everyday life. This function is used by billions of users on their smartphones every day. Sending and receiving voice messages, transcribing the voice recordings have already become integral functions of the most popular messengers. It is hard to imagine any digital dialogue, especially an informal one, without using the voice messages. First of all, ASR can facilitate new ways to work on phonology and accent. Various applications are able to listen to a learner's pronunciation and provide formative assessment and feedback on the accuracy of the pronunciation. The applications and the chatbots which were developed for working on accent and pronunciation will be described further. Secondly, ASR can also facilitate responses to communicative interactions in the classroom, where students can use their devices in pairs or in groups to speak or write responses to a task and get instant correction or formative assessment of their pronunciation or comprehensibility. Moreover, ASR technology allows the educators to make the language learning process less intimidating, as soon as it provides the teachers and the students with an opportunity to substitute a real speaker with a digital analog that will not judge the students or make them feel embarrassed. Another benefit of making the students familiar with ASR tools is the fact that they can provide the students with a flexible study option. Interacting with ASR applications may serve as a part of homework, additional self-study activity, or any type of free practice. So the analyzed tools can be divided into three groups. Chatbots in messengers, for example, the chatbots on Telegram. By the way, I wanted to ask you a question. Are you familiar with it, Telegram Messenger? Have you? Yes. Do you use it?
Yes.
Because I have just checked the statistics, the percentage of the users of the different messengers in Russia, and Telegram is in the second place. So WhatsApp is in the first one. There are 87 million users, and Telegram is on the second one. It's 81 million users, so it's a very big thing there. So many users, and we use it every day for checking the news, not only as a messenger, so for many things, and for educating purposes as well. So these chatbots are the AI-powered software applications that stimulates the user's conversation to understand and respond to the user's queries via text or voice. ASR chatbots are able to analyze the user's pronunciation, vocabulary, and grammar, and to provide the student with feedback on it. Second group is mobile applications. There are the mobile applications for learning English based on the use of automated speech recognition software. The applications allow the users to receive detailed feedback on their accent, pronunciation, grammar and vocabulary, and even intonation. ASR applications provide the users with the most individualized experience of diving into a foreign language, since the apps build up the studying plan, conversations with an AI assistant, and suggested exercises according to the user's personal information and studying needs. And the third group, ASR websites. There are the online platforms offering a variety of activities based on ASR technology. Unlike ASR mobile applications, they cannot be used from the smartphones. The user will need a laptop or a computer, which makes them a bit less convenient in terms of individual or free practice. Nevertheless, it may serve as a useful tool to be applied at the full class or groups activities. And now I will describe the examples of each type of ASR tools and suggest some effective ways of integrating them into listening and speaking activities. Before I present a useful chatbot for learning English based on ASR technology, it should be mentioned that despite the fact that there are thousands of chatbots for learning a foreign language, only a few of them include a function of speech recognition for practicing speaking and listening. Most of the chatbots are aimed at improving vocabulary, translating, or reading skills. So this is the chatbot that I would like to present. It is called Bot, AI tutor for speaking English. It is an AI-driven chatbot that was programmed to conduct friendly conversation based on the student's interests. It helps the user to improve their English by talking with AI, using voice message and practicing phrases where the mistakes are made. It also provides the user with detailed feedback on pronunciation, vocabulary, and grammar mistakes by highlighting them and suggesting the student to correct themselves. As soon as the user starts the bot, it opens the main menu, which includes the following rubrics: free talk, role plays, discuss post. This is a new function which allows the user to resend the photo or post from another Telegram channel or any other platform in order to discuss it with an AI assistant and practice phrases. Before starting the first conversation with an AI assistant, the chatbot asks you to choose at least 3 categories that interest the user. It can be art, literature, technology, education, environment, fashion, etc. Then a personalized virtual assistant called Fala invites the user to introduce themselves in a very friendly manner. For instance, it uses the phrase, "I can't wait to hear your story." It continues the conversation via voice messages, depending on what was said in the first user's message. Such a conversation with a virtual assistant can last for a limitless time. However, in case the user wants to receive some feedback on their speech, they should ask the chatbot to provide them with it. This query makes the chatbot to switch from the speaking and listening to analyzing mode. Then it stops replying with the voice messages and switches to sending texts, in which it demonstrates the user's mistakes and suggests possible ways to correct them. Such text messages containing feedback are divided into 2 parts. First one is advice. It repeats the fragment of the user's speech where the mistake was made, transcribing it from oral to written speech, and crosses out the incorrect words. And second phase is why it's better. In this part of the feedback, the chatbot suggests possible ways of correcting the mistakes, explaining why it is better to say it this way. It is worth mentioning that the chatbot pays attention to stylistic nuances as well, explaining what sounds formal, what sounds informal. That was a description of possible ways of integrating Falabella bots into self-work or freer practice. Further, I will present a way of applying it to in-class speaking practice. And this is what I tried with my students. The target group for trying the following activity was a class of B1 to upper intermediate students. The topic of the lesson was called Behind the Scenes. It was a unit dedicated to cinema vocabulary. And target grammar was passive voice. The students were divided into 2 groups, given the following instructions. Each group had to ask the chatbot to ask them a question about cinema using passive voice. Each group had to answer the question generated by an AI assistant. In their answer, they had to use the words from target vocabulary like extras, scene, science fiction film, sequel, plot, and so on, and passive voice. Each group had to ask the virtual assistant to provide them with feedback on their answer. Each group was asked to count the mistakes they made and share this number, only the number, not the mistakes, with another group. The groups exchange the voice messages they have sent to the chatbot, listen to the voice messages, and they are given the number of the mistakes, and they are trying to identify these mistakes in the voice message of another group. The groups share the analysis of each other's mistakes and compare it with the chatbot's feedback to make sure that they found the required mistakes. As the experiment showed, such way of integrating Falabella bots into in-class speaking practice encourages the students' enthusiasm to implement target vocabulary and grammar into free speech, to work on mistakes without feeling pressure, since the teacher doesn't take part in correcting and assessing process. As an example of a useful mobile application, based on ASR technology, I'll present an application named Robbie. This is a free app which includes an AI chatbot that helps you to practice speaking based on your level and your interests. It analyzes and counts the mistakes you make and gives you points and feedback after each conversation. It also gives you the exercises to work on your mistakes after each conversation. Robbie is the name of the AI assistant, which is always ready to support a conversation based on the user's needs and interests. The user can write text messages and record voice messages on any topic at any time, while Robbie is always there to help to find the errors and to suggest some exercises to work on them. So the key features of the app: communication practice. The user is allowed to choose a topic they're interested in, or to ask the AI companion to start a conversation on a random topic. Text and audio, as I have already mentioned, despite the fact that there are hundreds of applications for practicing English via smartphones, there are not so many tools supporting the function of recording and receiving voice messages, and this app has such an opportunity. And dictionary and translator. The app provides instant access to translation of the new words right in the chat. And here I will demonstrate a way of applying it in the classroom. The suggested activity can be organized as work in pairs. The students are given the QR code, which allows them to download the app. Before starting their work in pairs, each student interacts with the app face-to-face. The topic of the lesson was social media. Each student asks the AI assistant to start a conversation on the given topic. The app requires the user to choose their level and suggest a question. And here's the question suggested by the app for an advanced speaker. Social media tools have revolutionized communication, but what do you think are the biggest drawbacks they present? Each student keeps the conversation with an AI assistant via voice messages by answering its three following questions. The app analyzes the student's messages and prepares the feedback on the user's grammar and pronunciation mistakes. Each student has to push the button native speaker's version in front of their voice messages. The button allows the user to see what mistakes they made and to receive the corrected version of the native speaker. Even if the message was absolutely correct in terms of grammar and vocabulary, the native speaker's button will provide an improved version of the same statement. It paraphrases the student's statement, making it sound closer to real life speech. Then the students start working in pairs. Each student copies the transcript of their voice message and transcript of the native speaker version. They exchange these two versions, and their partner has to identify where the student's version is and where the native speaker's version is, and why the native speaker's version is better. Then they share and make sure that everything was correct. The experiment demonstrated that such way of integrating Robbie app into in-class speaking practice stimulates the students' ability to reflect on different speakers' performance and nuances of real-life speech. As an example of the website based on ASR technology, I will suggest a platform called Udly, Interactive Role Plays. This digital tool is useful for teaching English for special purposes courses. The platform generates the interactive role plays for pitch certification, sales onboarding, partner enablement, go-to-market enablement, and manager training. The platform allows the users to try ready-made role plays, buying committee product pitch, or hiring manager interview, or prime time earnings interview, post-demo networking, etc., and to build your own role play based on your own goals and interests. It also provides a quick role to practice anything by just letting the AI know what you want to talk about. And I will describe a role play that I tried. It was called Hiring Manager Interview. So the student allows access to the camera and microphone as it simulates a situation of an online interview. Each role play includes a character simulating a real person. The student chooses a company where they want to work. It can be, there is a list of real existing companies like Google, Amazon, Coca-Cola, whatever, and the role he is applying for, product manager, CEO, technical program manager, and so on. The students interact with the role play hiring manager by answering the questions. The manager provides the applicant with some imaginary situations, asking how they would act in given scenarios. And it also checks the soft skills of the student. As soon as the user feels ready to end the conversation, the button summarize leads him to the step of assessing their performance and getting some feedback from the platform. The platform allows the user to rewatch the whole interview because there is an option of video recording to re-listen to each response and to see the transcript of everything that was said during the conversation. So Udly interactive roleplays allows the users to get ready for real-life professional situations by taking part in simulated video calls dedicated to various topics. It also provides the students with an ability to reflect on their performance and to receive useful and practically applicable recommendations that could improve their language, professional and soft skills. So in conclusion, I will say that this study aimed to investigate the effectiveness of applying automated speech recognition technology into speaking and listening activities. Various ways of applying the apps, websites, and chatbots based on ASR demonstrated that it can provide the users with an ability to overcome lack of real-life possibilities to train their communication skills. Interacting with the ASR chatbots encourages the students' enthusiasm to implement target vocabulary and grammar into free speech, to work on mistakes without feeling pressure. Integrating the ASR mobile apps into in-class speaking practice stimulates the students' ability to reflect on different speakers' performance. By getting familiar with the ASR websites, the students receive an opportunity to get ready for real-life professional situations. And further research could be done on other chatbots, platforms, and applications by characterizing and categorizing them. So that's it. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Thank you. Very